It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of February 20th, 1998. We've got 7 movies to look at today. Most of these I haven't seen, so we can just rush through these pretty quickly, quite honestly. So, let's not waste any time. Let's just get right to it. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend in quotation marks, because this was not a big hit by any means. And once you see the trailer, you can pretty much figure out why that is. This is Marlon Wayans and David Spade in Senseless.
A scientific experiment gave Daryl Witherspoon super senses.
Normal?
Super.
Damn.
But his lifelong rival just changed the formula. On Friday, February 20th, Marlon Wayans and David Spade get Senseless. Rated R. Starts Friday everywhere.
And remember when we had that great movie with Bradley Cooper, Limitless, almost over 10 years ago? Here's that concept, except stupider, and done 13 years prior to that. You have Marlon Wayans as this young black college student who wants to win an annual junior analyst competition, which could land him a job in a big brokerage company, and now he becomes a guinea pig for the drug that developed at the college, which is promised to heighten all senses by 10 times, and hilarity ensues. And if you think Marlon Wayans and David Spade are going to be in the same college in 1998, I mean, David Spade clearly is more adult than Marlon Wayans is. I mean, David Spade has already proven that by this point that he's been in comedies where he's playing an adult. I mean, this isn't PCU from 4 years ago. This is 1998. Like, he was on Just Shoot Me at this point too. So this does not make any sense whatsoever. In fact, the whole movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense whatsoever. It's a really stupid comedy. It's one of the dumbest comedies I've ever seen in my life. This movie makes no sense. It's a cheap, lazy attempt to try to make a star out of Marlon Wayans, and once again, just like with The Sixth Man, he's not really given that much to do except just be wacky and not be a complete character, and the movie just doesn't work. It's a film that's not funny at all, and the talent that's on board in this movie is ridiculous. You have the director of Wayne's World on here, Penelope Spears. You know, David Spade can be funny. I'm not saying nothing bad against him as a person, but you know, in this movie, you can't buy him as a college student because we've seen him in many movies before and TV shows as an adult. Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Like, you have Matthew Little in here, Brad Dourif, Rip Torn, Tamara Taylor in her first film role, and like, you want to know how bad this movie is? The poster gives you a good idea of what the hell is wrong with this movie. Take a look at this poster and see for yourself. I mean, just look at this. This doesn't even look like a real poster. It's just kind of like, it's like they photoshopped David Spade and Tamara Taylor on this poster, and they just gave Marlon Wayans this body that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, it's not even him on there. It's like it's like they plastered his face on there and just put it on a random black person's body. It's just like, this is a terrible poster, and it just gives you an idea of how bad this movie really is. I just hit the pause button while I'm talking. That's how upset I am about this movie. But maybe the biggest thing that really upsets me about this is, how the hell did this guy that wrote this, Craig Mazin, go from writing Rocketman and Senseless to creating 2 of the best TV series of recent memory from HBO, Chernobyl and The Last of Us? How the hell does that happen? Like, talk about a huge 360, because 25 years from now, this guy created one of the best video game adaptations of all time and one of the best miniseries of recent memory in Chernobyl. And everything he's written as far as movies go has been either terrible or just mediocre. I mean, he has Scary Movie 3 and 4, which I prefer as the far superior Scary Movie films than the ones by the Wayans brothers, but then again, that's because I love David Zucker so much. And Superhero Movie as well, which he directed, which I like that as well, but then again, it's a Zucker-based project. Yeah, it's hard to believe that this guy, 25 years after this movie came out, would create such masterpieces of television in Chernobyl and The Last of Us. Like, talk about a huge upswing from where he was before to where he is now. I mean, and he went to Princeton too. It's just like, what went wrong with this movie? It's just, where did it all go wrong? And it's just like it's not funny. It's ridiculously stupid. Like, it's a bad movie. But if there's one positive I will say about this, I'd rather take this than watch any of the spoofs that Marlon Wayans did in the last decade. 50 Shades of Black. Like, yeah, I'd rather take this over that any day of the week. So I guess there's that to go with it. So yeah, that is Senseless for you. So let's go ahead and try to get back on a much more positive note here. Let's talk about Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Shue, and Gina Gershon in Palmetto.
Is this? How much sex, murder, and mayhem can one guy take?
You know, this could work.
Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Shue, Gina Gershon.
You do take risks, don't you, Mr. Barber?
Yeah! Welcome to Palmetto.
Yes!
In a town this bad,
Yes!
it's no use being good.
Yes!
Shut up, Harry. Palmetto, rated R. Opens everywhere Friday.
Not really, but it's at least better than Senseless. You basically have Woody Harrelson playing a man who's been released from prison on a bump charge. He's out for some payback for the 2 years that he lost, so he's hired by this woman, Mrs. Malraux, played by Gina Gershon, to fake the kidnapping of her stepdaughter, played by Elizabeth Shue, who's the daughter of a dying millionaire. He discovers that he's being set up on multiple levels and will soon face a longer prison sentence if he does not prove the truth to the police. So, yeah, part of the reason why this movie doesn't work is that it has a premise that really makes no sense whatsoever, and it just doesn't have anything to really make it stand out. I mean, it's not really all that enjoyable of a film. I mean, I guess to the movie's credit, the cast is overall pretty good. Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Shue, Gina Gershon, I guess they're pretty good in the film. But other than that, though, you really have to sit through a very bland, generic storyline to really get a full investment in the story and if you're going to be anything invested in what's going on here. And you just can't do that because you pretty much already know what's going to happen. You pretty much already know what the big twist is going to be at the very end, what the big setup is going to be at the very end. So you need to give yourself that bit of an edge to actually give your movie a chance to actually succeed, and it just doesn't do it here, man. This is a film that just really, really is lackluster on so many levels. So much potential with the cast involved here, but just not a good script, not a good director here to make it work. If it had a better script and a better director, it would have probably been a whole lot better, but as it is, not so much. So, on to the next movie here, and that is Dangerous Beauty.
I look at her as she looks at you. I know that look.
America is falling in love with Dangerous Beauty.
Why not enjoy what little we're allowed together?
Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up.
I'm all booked up.
It's lighthearted, sexy, romantic, and funny.
Must be true love.
It's got everything.
Is my beauty cruel?
Oh, I think so.
Dangerous Beauty. Rated R. Check local listings for a theater near you.
So you have this movie about Veronica Franco, played by Catherine McCormick, who's a courtesan in 16th century Venice who becomes a hero to the city, but later becomes the target of an inquisition by the church for witchcraft. And it includes a cast that includes Rufus Sewell, Fred Ward, Oliver Platt, Naomi Watts, Moira Kelly, Jacqueline Bisset. Directed by Marshall Herskovitz, who also was one of the co-creators of My So-Called Life and 30-something. And as far as the movie itself goes, I saw it a long, long time ago, and I don't remember too much about it. I honestly remember the poster more than I do the actual movie. I mean, the poster, it's just Catherine McCormick looking dead center in you at your eyes, and it's just kind of like, well, this seems like a very engaging thriller, a very engaging drama. But even though that trailer doesn't really sell it as a drama, it sells it kind of more as a romantic, a romantic comedy in a way. Toy boat. Yeah, I saw this a long, long time ago. I don't remember too much about it. Mostly, I don't remember it being all that good. I just thought it was kind of there. It exists. It has some decent moments to it. It's got some good visuals to it. But other than that, though, there's not really a whole much there that I remember from it. But then again, I saw it a long, long time ago. So I can't say for certain if it has anything too memorable about it. But I don't know. Maybe I'd have to watch it again just to see. But that's all I remember from it, honestly. Dangerous Beauty. On to the next movie, we have Mrs. Dalloway.
Award-winning actress Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh, Sally, I've been thinking about Borton all day.
And as the young Mrs. Dalloway, Natasha McElhone.
You want to...
Mrs. Dalloway.
All our relationships are just scratches.
So this is based off of the 1925 novel by Virginia Woolf and moves continually between the present and the past that is in the characters' heads, I should say, and it covers the day in the life of Mrs. Dalloway, who as an older woman is played by Vanessa Redgrave, as a younger woman is played by Natasha McElhone, and the wife of a prosperous politician in London. That's really all I know about this movie. I've never read the book, I've never seen the movie, but it's got Vanessa Redgrave and it's got Natasha McElhone. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but if I am, I'm sorry. Lena Headey's also in here as well, so it's got a good cast to it overall. So maybe it is actually pretty good. This director has directed a couple other movies: A Question of Silence, Antonia's Line, Carolina, Within the Whirlwind, movies I've never seen before. So I don't really know what else I can add to this, honestly, because I have not seen this movie. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not somewhat decent. At least the performances. I mean, you don't get Vanessa Redgrave to turn in a bad performance. So I really doubt that she has given a bad performance in this film. But that's pretty much all I know about that one. So let's move on to the next movie. Is I Love You, Don't Touch Me.
Home Video presents a comedy that asks the question, can two friends be lovers? And can lovers be friends?
It's all sex to you guys, isn't it?
I love you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't touch me.
The introvert social media internet story. I mean, isn't that what you can see somebody online, a simp going online saying "I love you" and then "Don't touch me"? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of something. Maybe I'm just thinking off my head here. But let's talk about this movie. You have a woman named Katie who's a 25-year-old virgin living in Los Angeles who wants to save herself for the ideal man. But as time passes, she becomes convinced that the ideal man does not exist. So she's good friends with this guy named Ben who's crazy about her and wants to move the relationship from friend to romance. But she does not feel the same way about him. However, when Katie meets Richard, a talented British songwriter, she thinks she may have finally found the right man, which you could pretty much tell where this is going. I haven't even seen this movie, but I could pretty much tell you what's going to happen. Katie and Ben are going to end up together in the end. And really, would I not be surprised if that's actually what happens? The only thing I know about this movie is that this woman directed her next film was called Amy's Orgasm, which stars her in it, so other than that, though, that's really all I know about it. Plus, she started her career off as a promo editor for directing for the Playboy Channel of all things. So, kind of an interesting story to go from the Playboy Channel to becoming mainstream like that. So, give her props for that. But other than that, though, I don't really know too much about this movie, honestly, because I haven't seen it. But I don't know. Maybe it could be something different. Maybe it's a completely different story altogether. But I sincerely doubt it. But again, maybe I just have to see it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie here. Comrades, Almost a Love Story. I really don't know much about this one either. The story is that you have two Chinese mainlanders living in Hong Kong. They form a close friendship. Over the years, this grows into love, but there are obstacles along the way. I mean, again, kind of like the last movie, and pretty much kind of like most other movies, we've seen this kind of story done before, but it's got really good reviews for it. It's from Hong Kong and Taiwan. It was considered one of the 100 greatest Chinese films by the Hong Kong Film Awards. It's listed as the 100 greatest Chinese films of the 20th century by Asia Weekly magazine. So there is a love for it, honestly, overseas, but I don't know. I've never seen it before, so I can't really delve into it too much, but like I said, I don't really know. Maybe it actually is worth something to check out, but like I said, I've never seen it before, so I can't really say if it's any good or not. So quick one on that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one that we have here, and that is Stephen Ray in The Break. A film so memorable that it doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so you have to search the internet for it, or just go to IMDb and it's right there. So you have Stephen Ray playing this Sean Dowd, who's IRA. He escapes an Irish prison and a bloody jailbreak, makes his way to New York City where he lives alone, avoids Irish hangouts, and works as a dishwasher. When a good deed gets him stabbed, one of the restaurant employees takes him in and finds him medical care. And as Dowd recovers in the flat of Tulio and Tulio's sister Monica, he realizes that these Guatemalan exiles share his rebellious principles. When he learns they are planning a political assassin, he offers to help. His attraction to Monica contributes to his willingness and volunteer. And however the cops are closing in on him, can he make the hit, protect his new friends, and escape with Monica? I mean, what do you think is going to happen here? I mean, it could go either way, but if the fact that this movie doesn't have anything on Wikipedia, which if it doesn't have anything on Wikipedia, chances are the movie is not going to end up being all that great. But who knows? Maybe it is. But as far as I know, there's nothing valuable here. So let's move on. Basically, that's all I have here on that one here. So that's The Break. So with that said, that wraps up another edition of Time About the Movies. We started off a little bit strong, and then we just kind of fell off big time. There was movies there where just like, I've never seen any of these movies, nor do I really want to check them out, quite honestly. But Next week will be a lot better, though, because we have Alex Proyas' Dark City. We also have Richard Dreyfuss and Jenna Elfman in Gryffindor's Tribe. Caught Up, David Schwimmer in Kissing a Fool, The Real Blonde, an Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn, and also Kurt and Courtney. So that is 7 more movies to look at, but ones that look a lot better than the list that we had this week, at least that's for sure. But with that said, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the plays on the next page, check out the previous episode, and please hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I am off, so thank you for watching, I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.